So when you say that Cedric Richmond is moving on, you're conceding the election is over and Joe Biden is president-elect.
I don't concede anything. I'm just telling you what Cedric's done. Look, here's the thing. I've talked to the president in the last few days, and he is still dug in on this. Look, we believe, all of us believe, I think all of us know intuitively that there was a lot amiss about this election day. The fact that all these states with Democrat leaders changed the rules in the fourth quarter of the game, late this year, and they decided to allow for all these late mail-in ballots and the allegations about these voting machines, some of them being rigged with this software by Dominion. Look, there's a lot of merit to that. And when the president says the election is rigged, that's what he's talking about, that the fix was in. I could give you example after example in all these states. I don't know how much time y'all have this morning, but there's some of these lawsuits have a lot of merit, and we need to exhaust all the legal remedies.
But so far, Mike, none of the lawsuits have he's lost the majority of them. Is that accurate or no?
Well, yeah, he has, but here's the thing. We have a dozen lawsuits that are pending in various states around the country. Some of them have been dismissed outright, but some of these lawsuits, because of the way the jurisdiction is, you have to bring them in state district court. What we know about most state district court judges is they're elected, and they're very reluctant to get involved in this. So you have to have just an overwhelming mountain of evidence when you go into the court to sort of compel them to do the right thing and do their job and look at it objectively. If there's anything missing, then they'll just dismiss it. That's the easy way out for the judges. And I'm not, disparaging the character of every judge, but I'm telling you that it takes a lot of courage to do what they're being asked to do. And the problem with these cases, and the problem with every election fraud case, is that they're notoriously difficult to prove. You can know all this happened, but proving it is something different, and that's been the challenge, and it takes a while to do it, and they haven't had a lot of time.
So what's the time frame? The time frame, I guess, is the end date is, what is it, December 12, December 14, when the electors have to be certified? How is that working into, how are those deadlines working into the Trump legal team's plans?
Well, there's no question that it's on a very short fuse, and they're working around the clock. There are hundreds of lawyers on the case, the various cases, and they're trying to get everything proved up. But we know that the machinery is already in place. We know, of course, the big media and big tech and big money, they all called this a long time ago. So it's an uphill climb. The president knows that. That's why you sense his frustration. Look, I'll just tell you, we're in the middle of a recount in a couple of these states, in Georgia, for example. And I was on the floor of the House last night talking with my colleagues from Georgia, and they are so frustrated. They want to pull their hair out because they feel helpless in the matter. But they know that in Georgia, it really was rigged. It was set up for the Biden team to win. Why do we say that? Look, just two stats. Just think about this. In 2016, Hillary Clinton received 98,417 absentee by mail votes in Georgia. Okay, in 2020, Biden supposedly received 833,962 absentee by mail.
Wait, from 60,000 to 800
increase.
Pardon me, from 60,000 to 800,000 mail-in ballots for the Democrat candidate.
Yes, exactly. An eightfold increase. And now here's why would you say, why is that so important? Well, in Georgia, a voter ID is required on every vote except mail-in absentee ballots. And so, and the system, when they say that it's rigged, my Georgia colleagues tell me last night, they set it up so that all you have to do is request an absentee ballot by a signature. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours. And the only match it has to be is on the signature of the request for the ballot and the one that comes in, assuming they're even looking at it. So my colleague Jody Heights last night on the floor told me, he's from Georgia. He said, Mike, you could have requested a ballot in my name, signed my name. You could have done it. The ballot would come to your address, your house. You send it back, and that counts. And I go up to vote in person, and they tell me I've already voted. He said that happened to all sorts of people all over Georgia. And he said, and when these ballots come in, there's a count system where people are sitting at a table, and they open the ballot. They remove the ballot from the envelope. The signature is on the envelope. As soon as that ballot is removed, the ballot's dropped in a box. You can never match them up again. It's impossible. And the system was set up in a way that allows for these hijinks, and that's why everybody's so frustrated.
And so when Stacey Abrams talks about the the failed Democrat gubernatorial candidate, when she brags about 600,000 mail-in ballot requests in Georgia for the Senate runoff, there's a lot of red flags there, huh?
Yes, she orchestrated this thing. She engineered it. And they have a Republican Secretary of State there that's under massive fire because he kind of went along with all of it. Nobody knows why. And so, I'm not saying that everybody involved in Georgia was trying to steal the election. I'm saying that the system is set up for massive fraud and error and irregularity. And we cannot have that in our election system. And that's why we're saying exhaust all the legal remedies. We have to do that. The president knows we have to do that. If we don't, people are not going to have any confidence in the election system itself. And that is a serious problem in a constitutional republic.